Hello, I'm Brendan from Jesus Shaped People and welcome to our Holy Week video blog. Sharing a meal is perhaps one of the most simplest but profound things that us human beings ever do. Maybe you can think of a memorable meal that you perhaps once had. Back in the 90s, we lived for a short while in northern Pakistan in a city called Peshawar. And for some reason, we managed to get invited to a special meal which was marking the end of a period of mourning. Our hosts were Pashtun Afghan people, and to be honest, I'm pretty sure they belonged to the Mujahideen, which later morphed into the Taliban. They didn't want any pictures taken. After we'd had some prayers, all the men gathered in one small room, about 25 of us. And then some children brought in bowls of water to wash our hands, and then a big sheet was laid out to cover the whole room. And then the children brought big trays of food in, and they just piled it into the middle of the room. Great piles of rice and vegetables and meat in the middle of the rice. And we took some, helped ourselves, and you put it in front of your place. And I'll always remember how an older chap sitting quite near me looked over at my pile of food and thought, I don't think he's got enough there. And with both hands he rummaged through a pile of rice until he found a piece of mutton and tossed it over towards me and put it in front of me. It was an amazing moment, I'll never forget it. When we'd finished, whatever was left was taken into the women and the children. Jesus chose a meal to help us understand and remember the reason why he died. And this Easter, this Maundy Thursday, this Holy Week, everything's so different because of COVID-19. We're not going to be together physically to hear familiar words. When Jesus took the bread and broke it and said, "This is my body which is broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me." As great as all the technology is that we have all been using to keep in touch, it can never replace that intimacy, that physical intimacy of being together to share this meal. And whether we call it the Lord's Supper, Holy Communion, the Eucharist, or the Mass, it can never be digitized. Perhaps the lesson that we can learn from this lockdown period, when we do return to being the gathered church, is that we'll have a fresh appreciation of the intimacy of the Lord's Supper, this wonderful meal that he gave us to remember and understand why he died. Let's pray together. We have taken bread and wine into our bodies. Now may these hands be the hands of Christ in the world. May they do no violence. May these eyes see those who are overlooked. May these ears listen to those who are unheard. May these voices be raised for the voiceless. Let our songs of praise be full of joy. May these feet take us where Christ leads, and may these hearts and minds be open to your Spirit. Christ has remembered us. May we remember Christ. Amen. And see you tomorrow.